Okay, so today is Saturday, July 5, 2025. We are at Triphammer. I was here one time this year so far. Instead of going down that way, which I love that way, I'm going to go this way for a little while. Alright, so here's that road sign. Triphammer Road East. Okay, so we're going to go this way. Cross, but never mind. Too many cars coming today. Alright, cross now. I don't know why they didn't just make that road down there come straight up and meet up to where the other side goes. Alright, so this is the other side of Triphammer. They probably didn't want that to be too congested there. I mean, since they did all this, they could have just made that road go straight up there. But it wouldn't have been as much fun. This is a steep slope right here. I think this one's like 9%. It's a pain going back up. Alright, so here's the other side, Triphammer Road West. Triphammer Road's 0.1. We just did that. See, they could have made that road go right up through here. Anyway, they didn't. So we're going down this way, go down to Piney Fork West. Last year I had parked in this trailhead right here a couple of times, 2 or 3 times. It's not bad down here. This is beautiful down here. The other side is more beautiful, going down towards Piney Fork East, which I'll do on the way back. This is still really nice too. This is a cool bridge. The water. This is nice. It's not as scenic as the other side, but still pretty nice. So reading up on this, I understand that the trains came through here, okay? But then many decades ago, they closed that down. And so then the road up there, Triphammer Road, had to come down into a valley right here. They changed it so they built up the road cover over where that train tracks used to go. Built the road up so it didn't go down into that valley there. Then they built this trail and did these trailheads down in the valleys. Interesting. Actually, this kind of looks like the other side too for a little while. There's this little hut. Cool. So far, this looks pretty similar to the way it is on the other side of Triphammer, but like when you get up here a little ways, when it's near the road, then it's not as scenic of a trail. Man, it's pretty hot out here today. Camera's making a lot of racket here. Bouncing around or something. Here's mile marker 38. So right now, as we speak, this is the first time I was on this stretch in 2025. This particular stretch that goes from, say, Triphammer down to Piney Fork West. I was there last year, but not this year so far. This area down here is not as well traveled, which is fine with me. I don't like it when it's too crowded and bikes and too many people and stuff. See, if you look over there, there's that little flat area that looks like it could be a swamp or something. And that's similar to on the other side of Triphammer. It's the same kind of story. There's that swamp and everything. Marsh or whatever. I call it a swamp. Drain the swamp. Oh, shoot. I just realized I left my bear spray thingy in the car. Well, on the way back, I'll get it. I'll pick it up. You just never know, man. You never know when you're going to need something like that. so long to get here today. I can hear that water treatment plant over there to the left. Whew. It's kind of humid. Well, Trump signed the bill yesterday. Celebrate the one big beautiful one big beautiful bill, huh? And here comes a bike. Hi. Alright, here we're coming up to Piney Fork West Trailhead. I was here one time this year so far. Came from parking at the PRT station up there in the library. So we're not going to go too far the other way, but we're going to just cross here and take a look at these signs and stuff. There's a sign for you. Bethel Park, South Park, wastewater treatment plant. There's the rails in the the train tracks. Cool. Alright, so here we are at Piney Fork Road West. Yeah. Look at all the growth on that roof there. Jeez. There's a sign. Piney Fork Road West. Let me just make sure this doggone camera's working. Yeah, it's working. It's making a lot of real racket there. I didn't know if it's working. It's working. Alright, so we went so far about 0.6 miles. Hi. It's a nice little trailhead right here. I've parked at this one couple of times last year, 2024. I like to see these old rails right here from the old train tracks go right under the road. Cool. Alright, so now we are heading back towards Triphammer. So I'm gradually getting to all the sections of the trail again in 2025. This one right here was one of the last pieces. There's some more pieces. For example, from Quicksilver down towards McDonald, heading towards like the Fort Cherry little trailhead there. I haven't been on that section this year, or even the one from that point, Fort Cherry, on down to the McDonald Viaduct. And these months are flying by. It's already July 5. It's hard to believe. We've had some crazy ass weather. Lots of rain, cool weather, rain. Then all of a sudden it goes into this extreme heat wave. Lasts over a week. Looking on the forecast, looks like it's going to start raining this week coming up. Most of the week looks rainy every day. Let's hope that changes. This part of the trail's okay, except for that road's right over there, that Piney Fork Road. So you can hear the cars. Usually I'm rambling on about something or other, but on these walks, but today I'm just chilling out, staying silent for the most part. Yeah, see, there's that Piney Fork Road over there. You can see the guardrail up there. That's a real twisted road, man. Then when you go a little further east, at some point it turns into Peters Creek Road. And then you're going down along Peters Creek. And that's a real, kind of a nasty road. Goes down to Clareton. Large PA, sorry. And eventually you can get on the trail, resume the trail there, head down to Clareton. That's a place I've never been on that section of the trail. Yeah, I wanted to do it last year, but I went down to Large PA, went into that huge parking lot down at the PRT station parking lot. I said, this will be great. Park here and walk, but then I started getting the feeling like, ooh, I don't know about this area down here. I didn't feel safe. There's only 1 or 2 cars in that gigantic parking lot down there. That park and ride type of thing. It's huge. There's only 1 or 2 cars. I'm like, I don't know that I want to leave my car here and walk, and maybe I'll get mugged or something. Down in Clareton. So I didn't do it. Now when I come up here, this is going to be a tricky one, going up this steep slope. I hate going up slopes. So like I said, straight ahead, it goes to the other side where I parked. But then they built up the road, the Triphammer Road. It's pretty busy on that road up there. This is kind of peaceful right here. Alright, so we've gone about 1 mile already. Wow. If I remember correctly, the last time they had any trains on any of this stuff up here was probably like around 1960s. There used to be a sign. Am I imagining things? There was a sign right over here. It ain't here anymore. Like right where this post is. I think that sign used to be here. I don't see it. Yeah, it was right here. And it talked about, what the heck's the name of that gold mine or something? What the hell happened to that sign? One of those placards, Maybe they moved it to the other side. We'll see when we get up there. Somebody coming on bikes. There's some of those placards down on the other side, but this one was only here, this gold mine thingy. Alright, this is the one. This is the slope that we don't like. Already tired. Keep forging ahead. You can do it. Now, this would have been nothing when I was younger, but now at this point, it's a little bit tricky. I guess what happened is they put that road, they built this road up, and then years later, they decided to connect that trail, and that's when they came up with this idea. Whew. Yeah, 9% slope. Alright, let's look at this sign real quick while these cars are coming. Triphammer Road West. Alright. Across here. I see my car's all by itself now. The other guy's gone. There it is. Here we go. The one big beautiful Blazer. Just sitting there. All by its lonesome. Looks pretty damn good for 6 years old. The one big, beautiful Blazer. I'm not going to get that bear spray thing. Forget that. What is that right there? It's a nail or something in the ground. That's not cool. You could pick that up on your tire. Really be in trouble. Alright, so now we're going to go on this section from Piney Fork East. I'm sorry, from Triphammer East down to Piney Fork East. And so yeah, I'm at 1.2, which is hanging together. 0.6 times 2, yeah. Now this is a 0.8 stretch and then 0.8 back, so that'll be pretty good. That'll be like a extra 1.6 added to a 1.2. Now this one's only about 7% slope. On the way back, it won't be a big deal. This is my favorite footbridge coming up. I love this footbridge. There, see it says 7% slope. Hi. It's pretty cool looking down there. There's some kids down here. A couple of kids playing down there. Playing in the creek. It's a great footbridge, man. Now what I say every time I cut, oh there's a sign, okay. This sign up here just says Piney Fork Bridge, but it doesn't give any history. I really think they should upgrade all this. Tell you where that bridge came from. My research, I said it several times before. It came from a Menneson steel mill. It was from the 1920s. It was built. Montour Trail Council got a hold of it, stored it up at Quicksilver for a while, then brought it down here in 2012 or so, and installed it here. And like I said before, it must have been pretty damn tricky to get it down here. I don't know if they took it apart and put it back in sections, or they had one big beautiful trailer come down with one big beautiful crane and just put it into place all in one piece. Who knows? But now this is coming to the most scenic part of the Montour Trail that I have ever seen. Yeah, it's slime on it. Now, where's that doggone little train? Every time I come here, I never know exactly where it is. Last time I was here, I kind of forgot where it was. Is it up here? I thought it was up there. That's crazy. I thought it was right up there. I was just here not that long ago, and I kind of forgot where it was. I was going, where the hell is it? I'll pay more attention when I get back. Hi. 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 How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Fine, thanks. Hi. That's all right. Go ahead.
The other bike was
Yeah,
coming.
I can imagine. No problem. It's all right. Once again, I'm going to have to go back and review my footage because I thought that little train thingy was back there. It's not here yet. Damn. Did somebody take it down? That's what I thought last time. There's mile marker 38.5. Man, I'm sweating like crazy, and that damn that stuff's getting in my eyes. This thing, sunscreen shit. Sunscreen on your eyeballs. Not a good thing. Protect your eyes. Use sunscreen on them. Yeah. Whew. Soaking wet, baby. I can imagine that kid being scared on that bike. I'd be the same way. I haven't ridden a bike for so long. When I rode mine When I bought that one 2 years ago and started riding it, I'm like, wow, man. I used to love this stuff when I was a kid, but I forgot, you know, like the balance. And I mean, I didn't forget. I just wasn't really well adept at it anymore. This is so nice down here. These are the rapids. The rapids of Triphammer. The rapids of Trip Slammer. Right here, man. This is like beautiful. I'm gonna get some water. Now when you get down in here, it can start smelling like a sewer smell because this is all damp and there's sewer lines, drain lines and everything. And there's that swamp coming up on the left. Or marsh. Yeah. Last time I was here, there was that one lady who said, "Hey, do you like birds?" I'm like, "Yeah, well, yeah, sure. Yeah, probably." Yeah. She says, "There's a blue heron over there by the water in the marsh." That was pretty cool. I guess that was back in May. Or could it have been June? I can't remember. Let's look that up real quick. Yeah, real quick, huh? Yeah, bear with me. Okay. Manage videos, and let's take a look. Oops. Alright, so we got Roswell Road, June 10th. Triphammer Piney Fork. Can't see the date on that. May something. It says May, whatever. Yeah. They had that rental piece of shite. So this is the start of that marsh. And right over in here is where you could see that bird, that heron, blue heron. Yeah, like right down in there somewhere. Man, I'd hate to get stuck in that over there. You know, if you're a deer and you're running around and you go, "Oh, look at that over there. That looks pretty cool." Then you go, "Oh, wait, that's a marsh, man." Man, that's really a swamp. Look at all that water right down real close here. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. All that stagnant junk over there. Yeah. I guess these deer can smell that too when they're running through stuff. They know not to go over there. Or I wonder if they ever got, stuck over there. That marsh or swamp goes all the way down here. And there's a place you can see it, okay, up here. The end of it. Yeah, so here's the end of it, or start of it. And you can see, you can get a good shot of that. Let me do some alternate videos. This is the swamp. Now. Alright, so there's that swamp and or marsh, whatever you call it, right over there. Okay. Now, let's move on. It's pretty cool right there. You can go down into that. Doesn't look wet. There's all that. Those big rocks. One of my favorite things to see is that little tiny little footbridge, the skinny metal footbridge that goes across the water up here. It's coming up. Where the hell is it? Okay, I can see it. Huh. Oh, wait a minute. I can't see it. I thought it was right here. There's a lot of debris down in that water. Okay, now I can see it. I never can remember exactly where it is. Here it is. Don't know what the story is behind this little footbridge. I started thinking someone uses it for those power lines over there, maybe. Who knows? There's a little path there. There's a ladder, and then there's the footbridge. Goes across the other side. Huh. Man, I'm sweating to beat hell now. Good thing there's a shade right here. Whew. So before they put that footbridge in back there, that Piney Fork Bridge 2012, it sounded like you could just come on this section, then you just stop. You couldn't cross that water. Or maybe there was a way you just go down into the water. Who knows? Kind of like a dead-end trail at that point. Same thing on the other side, coming from that water treatment place. Hi. And here's where you get into some discarded metal and junk. These metal pipes, sewer lines. There's Penmont Pavilion. Yeah, so down here is where that one sign used to be. And then on the other place where I was just at, that gold mine, there's like two signs down there. They're not there anymore, so I wonder if they moved them up here or just took them away. .4% slope. That's a piece of cake, man. 4%. So here we are. We got some people behind me chattering. I hate to hear that on. You're doing a scenic walk, you know. Hi. So there's a sign down there for date. Let's get that. 1929. Let's not drop this phone. There it is right there. 1929. It's hard to read, but alright, so there's that water. There's this water over here. Okay. Cool. Looks like some of these bolts in there look newer. Wonder if they redid those recently. Who knows? Now see this section right here? Every time I go down that one at Pleasant Street or whatever, from the PRT station up to where the library viaduct is, there's that one section that goes through the neighborhood. But right here, it looks like that. Alright, so here's mile marker 39 up there. Put it way up on the hillside. Now there's that sign straight ahead. One of those placards. I hope nobody just, like, you know, vandalized that or anything, you know. I wonder what the Montour Trail Council did with that sign. But this one here, it refers to that. See, there's Snowden and Penmont. Okay. Now see that paragraph on the right. 1, 2, 3, middle of the screen, middle of the sign. It says the west end connection was called Gould, about 100 yards beyond the lower Triphammer trailhead. That sign, there was a sign called the Gould Mine or Gould something, was back on that other side of Triphammer. It's not there anymore. Abandoned branch 1963. Wow. Long, long time ago. I can still remember when that train used to be here. Long, I'm gonna start singing it now. Long, long time ago. I can still remember. Don't want to get a copyright strike. Copyrighted music. Alright, so now here we are at Piney Fork East. And hang out here for a while because it's really nice and cool. Whew. I'm going to take a slight break. Take a slight break and get rid of this sweat. Now that family that was ahead of me, that kid almost, skidded into me there. They probably went across the road. You go down along Piney Fork Road. We'll go over there real quick, just for a little bit, and then we're not going to go too far. Whew. I always see that car parked there as a house, driveway. Alright, so we can cross safely. No parking, trail maintenance vehicles only. Now, I never went too far along this piece. I guess I walked down it maybe a quarter of a mile one time last year, and I didn't really care for it. I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere. It just comes right down to the road. The Peters Creek or Piney's Fork, Peters Creek or whatever. Just comes down to the road, and then you got to share the road. Whew. Hot. Alright. That's some pretty scenic shit over there. I mean, good stuff. Let's get some pictures of it. Down here, I'll take a selfie. Okay, selfie. That is a little footbridge that goes back to Piney Fork Road. And there's a wall. And then there, let's go up here. There is water. Water down there. Okay, and then there's water over here. Let me get that in the shot and I can see where it is. There it is. Alright, enough. Stop it. Alright, we're going to start heading back. So we got almost 2.0 miles, which is about right, because you figure 2 times 0.6 is 1.2, and another 0.8 gets you to 2. Another 0.8 after that, it's 2.8. We're going to end up with about 2.8 total, which is fairly decent. Oh, see, it's complaining now. End workout? No. Dismiss. You're dismissed. All right, cross here because this is a tricky little place. Whew. That guy parks his car out on the road there. There's mailbox, but you wonder how safe that is down here. Alright, so that sign is slightly covered over by that little tree, but it says Triphammer to Piney Fork Road, trail length 0.8, and then it says maximum slope 7%. This is 4% here, 7% on the other side of that Piney Fork footbridge. I'm hearing something right crawling in here. What was that? What is it? Alright, whatever. Let's see if I can find out what happened to that sign. Look it up online. Maybe they talked about it in that Montour trail newsletter. But this sign's still here. Penmont Snowden. Let me read this again. Half a mile up the hillside ahead. Okay, established. Two-track yard was built. Wow. Last interchange was made September 1975. Okay, and then the Penmont. Alright, so we see back here that Penmont little pavilion. I call it Penmont Pavilion. Well, a couple of times when I was here last year and I came to these trailheads, either the one I parked at today or the one down in that little valley, the Triphammer ones, Triphammer east and west, I saw a huge amount of garbage in the cans that were like cases of beer, empty cases. So I guess kids come down here and party after hours or something. So maybe somebody vandalized that sign. I hope not. Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey there.
Slippery when wet or icy. Don't have to worry about that today. So you could think of perhaps the Montour Trail Council took that sign away. They're going to put it somewhere else, or they're going to refurbish it or whatever. But it's probably low on their priority list. Who knows when that would ever happen. Okay. Yes, there's this little place over here. Little junkyard. There's a lot of places like that along this either Piney Fork or Brownsville Road. Some kind of bug in my eye. I was going to say, I'll go back down and take a look. It See if that sign's in a different place down there, which I missed. But there's no way I'm going back down that one 9% and then coming back up again. I forget that. Too many uphills today. I still got this 7% one coming up. How we doing on? Yeah. Check your heart rate every once in a while. Doing okay. This will kind of, I guess that's little crap, piles of crap or something. Deer crap or something, man. There's like little piles of crap all along here. Well, those left-wing lunatic Dems are out of their freaking minds right now. Trump is succeeding all over the place. Win after win after win. Now I got that one big beautiful bill. They can't stand it. They're freaking out. It's really disgusting when you think about the way they are. And the only thing on their mind was to tear him down. The only thing on their mind right now, do whatever they can to try to block implementation of things or come up with some dirt, see if they can win the midterms next year, and then try to impeach him again. It ain't gonna work. People are sick and tired of it. Politics has gotten so crazy. Never was like that when I was little. I know it was nasty, but it wasn't this nasty. Now they doing all that violence and everything. It's good though. I mean, he got in there. He got into LA. Got the National Guard in there. Cleaned it up. Put a stop to all that crazy ass violence, vandalism. Riots. It's not gonna last with Trump, man. That's a nice little section right here. A little quaint area right over there. I was gonna say have a picnic. I wouldn't want to have a picnic over in there. Too many bugs. Too many bugs. I say this every time I come here, but I'll say it again. So there's these pieces of concrete. They're formed pieces of concrete that have rebar coming out of them that they put here. They were either part of an old piece of this trail when the train was here, and they used that here as like a little wall, or they dumped them here from somewhere else, because up here on the right there's a huge pile of those kind of things all dumped. They're not natural rock from nature. They're formed concrete. But they've been here for quite a while because they got moss all over them. And here's that pile of stuff right here. There we go. Gigantic piles. Man, it's unbelievable. Now we get down here, I want to check for that little train car that was hanging up. Last time I came here, I said the same thing. Where is it? Where is it? Get my old video out and start showing on camera. Then meanwhile, I found it. But I didn't see it this time, so unless I wasn't paying attention. There's a little bench to nowhere. Bench to nowhere. Thought I was hearing something. Sounded like some leaves rustling. Yeah, see how this is all swampland right down here up to the trail actually, and all the way back in there. Oh, it sounded like frogs. The frogs of Triphammer. Last time I was here and that girl told me about that, I would not have seen that bird because it was, back in the covered by these trees. She wouldn't have told me. I wouldn't have known that that bird was there. That heron. Now I'm hearing like a frog, bullfrog type sounds. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Was a good friend of mine. Yeah. Man, this is so beautiful right here. At one time when I was here, when the leaves were pretty much gone, you could see a bunch of stuff over there, like tires and stuff in that swamp. Old junk, garbage. You dare not go in there right now. See right here, the swamp comes right up to this little trail here, and right down in there. I'm bending down with these camera here. Okay. All right. Yeah, like right in here you could see that bird the last time from this angle. Okay. There's this one little clearing right here. It's really hot here. Super hot. It's got to be the nicest section of the Montour Trail, the entire trail. I got one down near Coraopolis, that Montour Run area. Pretty nice with the water and everything, but the trail itself there is real wide, and there's not a lot of trees surrounding it on each side. And there's those giant power line, the poles for the power lines. So it takes away from the scenery. This here is beautiful. This is like rustic. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The big, beautiful waterfalls. One big, beautiful water. There's 38.5. Now, his memory is coming back to me right now. Last time I was looking for that sign, or that little train thingy, and I was like, where is it? Where is it? And I thought it was like closer to here or around this bend. Then later, got right to that footbridge, and that's where I saw it. So I guess it's closer to the footbridge. I hope it's still there. Keep an eye out for it. Talking to myself, obviously. Like right up here somewhere on the left. Yeah, see, I was distracted by those people and that kid and everything, and I missed looking for it. There it is. I see it. Yeah, it's real close to the bridge. Yeah, I think I was like right here, and that kid came with that bike. There it is. Woodpecker and Western. Yeah. Hi. There it is. Woodpecker and Western. Yeah. Okay. Let's see how close it is to the footbridge. Get that blown up there. It looks like you're going into a maze. There's that sign. It doesn't say a whole hell of a lot. Alright, there's the footbridge. That way goes back down to Piney Fork East. Oh, this guy's coming real fast on his bike. Holy shit. Hi. Man, that dude was flying. But what are you going to do? You're coming down there 7% slope. I don't blame him. Probably loves it. Now here, let's get this selfie in while we're here. Don't get hit. There's a bike, another bike. Oh, crap. You gotta be really careful here. You get run over. Alright, here we go. There's no bikes coming. Let's walk backwards. Nah, I better not, because I get dizzy doing that. Let's walk this way. No, forget this. Let's shut this down. I got so many pictures of this. I don't want to do an overkill. If I was on a bike, I'd do the same exact thing those guys were doing, flying down this hill and hoping that there was nobody down here. I could feel that vibration on this. I love this right here. Beautiful. Alright, it says 7% slope. There's the footbridge. And somebody put graffiti up there. People are always trying to ruin stuff. Some interesting fences. I saw this same kind of thing on the other side. See, it has a piece of wood and then there's a diagonal piece of wire goes across with that wood in the middle there. Interesting. Man, here's a 7% slope. Check the heart rate. Man, I am so, look at my arms are sweating so bad. My whole body's sweating. This really isn't too bad on this way. The other side is rough. That 9% one is pretty darn rough. And it's real short. This one goes on. Drags on for long here. There's another one of those with the post in the middle here. Well, here's the one big beautiful blazer. And we're going to head on out. Let's get rid of these little leaves. Okay, so we're going to sign off. We have 2.75, I'll call it 2.8 miles. 2.8 miles. Triphammer, July 5th, 2025. Bye-bye.